Hello everybody, my name is Sky. I'm your friendly neighborhood autistic person full of random useless facts, and today we are getting back into Horizon Forbidden West New Game Plus Ultra Hard mode. In the last stream we did Gemini and All That Remains. We have unfortunately lost Varl, but we are going to go ahead and continue pushing forward. We are going to start on the wings of the 10. And we're going to probably spend the majority, if not all of this stream, just doing main missions. I'm uncertain if we're going to finish the whole story in this stream, mostly because I remember how long the final couple of missions are, which is the Wings of the Ten and Singularity. We only have 2 missions left. I remember how long they are, and they're going to be even longer because we are on Ultra Hard mode. So we'll do our best and we'll work on it. If we do finish the main story, I've already told you all the idea. We'll continue on and do the DLC and spend as much time as we need to in the DLC until we are ready to PC stream and start doing that and doing those streams. So let's go ahead and get on into the base. We might have some people to talk to. If we do, we will go ahead and do that. I hope that everybody's doing very well and having a wonderful day. I'm still existing, and that's okay. I do appreciate you guys being here, though. I don't know if I've said that enough. It does mean a lot that y'all are still here and watching. I appreciate it.
Oh, before I forget, I watered those plants for you.
Oh?
I just know they meant a lot to you, and, well...
Thank you, Aaron.
I thought you were gonna go fight some Tanakh.
I wanted to check in with you first.
Yeah, don't worry about me. I'm just, picking up the pieces like everyone else. They'll be there when you need me.
I never doubted that.
Oh. Good. I'm glad you're back.
So am I. I know you hate waiting, but you'll have to stay back here a little longer.
Well, you go do what you gotta do, but are you okay? It's not just Varl we lost. Beta's gone. I almost lost it when I realized my sister had been taken by Dervahl back in the Sundom.
I'm getting her back. That's all that matters.
Understood.
Do you think Zoe will be okay?
I don't think anyone's ever okay after losing the one they love. I can't tell you she's handling it better than I ever did. That keeps the rest of us level-headed.
I need to get going.
You better get there before Kotallo tries to take on Regala's entire army by himself. Yeah, do me a favor. Don't go disappearing on us again.
I'll do my best. Think you can manage things here while I go help Hekarro?
Stopping Regala's war. It'll help us take the fight to the Zeniths?
Yes.
Then I'll make sure the rest of us are ready upon your return.
Okay. I know we both want to make the Zeniths pay for what they've done, but once we infiltrate their base, our priority will be to get Gaia and Beta out of there.
Don't worry. I won't go seeking revenge like some blood-crazed Tanakh. Wherever your arrow strikes, mine will follow.
Let's hope we hit our targets. We'll be facing Spectre drones soon. Aaron and Kotallo have fought them before, so...
Already asked them to run us through some combat drills. Aaron moves like an oaf, but he's good with that hammer.
How's Aaron doing?
For a moment there, he thought he'd lost both you and Varl. But he never truly succumbed to despair. Guess that Oseram's stubbornness comes in handy sometimes.
I need to get going.
Whatever you plan on doing against Regala, you better return to us in one piece.
I'll try. You look busy.
My studies are a good distraction. Especially after Cauldron Gemini. Varl, Beta, Gaia... gone. And that's just the beginning. The Zeniths want to rob us of our future, too.
We won't let that happen. Tilda, the Zenith that Beta mentioned, she was the one who rescued me.
Did she say why?
She knew Elizabeth Sobek. Seems to think helping me is honoring her in some way. She was willing to share information on both Silence's plans and the other Zeniths.
But you still don't trust her. Where I come from, the more valuable the knowledge shared, the higher the price extracted. I'd be careful if I were you, Aloy.
So, all of the tribes here are new to you?
Yes, I've been studying up on them. The most fascinating one thus far has been the Tenakth, an entire culture based on the holograms of an ancient museum. There's much they've misinterpreted, not unlike the Quen. But still, there's a nobility to what they've become. They're honorable and fearless.
And deadly. How are you holding up?
Varl's loss is heavy on everyone's mind. I didn't know him well, but I can see how much he meant to the others. Zoe and Erend seem to have taken to it the hardest, but I don't quite know what to say to them.
They need time to sort through it.
And what about you? Will time heal your wounds?
I don't know. I try not to think about it. Seems like everyone's ready to take the fight to the enemy.
Kotallo more than most. If I were this Regala, I wouldn't want to cross him on the battlefield.
Regala still has a lot of machines on her side.
That's where you come in, I suspect.
If my plan works. I should get going. Be ready to go on my signal, okay?
I won't let you down.
I know. So Sylens' plan was to trick Regala into sacrificing her tribe in a hopeless battle against the Zeniths. It's so... heartless. Hikaru, Dekka, Kotallo, countless others. I won't let their lives be thrown away. Focus. It's Varl's. I used to think no Nora would ever accept one, but Varl did. Even when he was overwhelmed, he refused to let me push him away. I failed Varl at Gemini. I should have pushed harder. I should have done more. I'd give anything to have him back. When it looks impossible, look deeper. And then fight like you can win. I will, Rost. Now and always. Oh, the this time, I've been so focused on what Elizabeth was like, what she would do. I was wrong to hold Beta to that standard. I probably shouldn't even be doing it to myself. I'll try to do better.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah?
I was thinking we could spar for a bit. When you have the time.
Oh, sure. Yeah, of course.
Might be a way to deal with my anger.
Yeah, beating the crap out of me makes you feel better. I'm all for it.
This room looks different. That hologram looks like a cauldron symbol. Gaia's doing, probably. Override installed. Now to find a sunwing. I think there are some roosting at the top of the mountain.
Just you wait, Varl. We're taking those space slugs down.
Was there something else you needed?
Tilda's the one who rescued me. Same one that spoke to Beta when none of the others would.
Did she say why she saved you?
She knew Elizabeth Sobek. Seems to think helping me is honoring her in some way. She was willing to share information on both Silence's plans and the other Zeniths.
But you still don't trust her. Where I come from, the more valuable the knowledge shared, the higher the price extracted. I'd be careful if I were you, Aloy.
I'd need to head out now.
Right.
Alright, before we climb up the mountain to grab a sunwing, I'm gonna run down to the trader at the campfire and grab some resources.
Okay, I need to find a sunwing to override. Better head up the mountain.
Actually, I just thought about it. Is there a workbench in the base? So I can craft more ammo before I buy more resources?
We've never played Machine Strike together.
Oh no. I got enough trouble with Catallo, always kicking my ass.
Who says I'm any good at it?
Way my luck's going.
Oh, I don't have to craft any. Good, that saves us on resources. Is there anything that can be upgraded? Of course not. All these things can be upgraded, but they're not anything I use. Typical.
And stars can also be suns? That makes no sense.
I see you, champion. Sit, please.
Oh, come on, you don't sell any resources? That's gay in a not fun way. Rude. What trader doesn't sell resources?
A few days ago, I came across a massive bloom of flowers east of the grove. Old Derica was out there, too. I offered to escort her back to Scalding Spear, but she refused. She's an accomplished soldier, to be sure. But her spear isn't as sharp as it used to be, if you get my meaning.
If I'm out there, I'll keep an eye out for her. Good. There's Sunwings up here. We'll have to approach them quietly. Whoa.
Oh, this is it. I'm in the air.
Tilda, I'm in the air.
Then you'll want to pick up an energy cell on one of the ancient Horus Titans. But first you must send out a pulse to activate them. I've sent you the necessary software. To deploy it, you'll have to override one of the communication machines you refer to as Tallnecks. There's one in the middle of the desert that should do nicely.
On it. There's a Tallneck. Need to get on top of its head. Now, how to land this thing. Made it. Just got over it. Okay, Tilda. I've overridden the Tallneck.
Good. And the energy cells are now primed. Simply pick one up on a Horus. The nearest one should be northwest of your position. Dropping it on Regala's machine should produce quite a spectacle.
Thanks for the assist.
I told you, I want to help.
Whoa! I'm gonna get used to that. Gala's rebels. Reinforcements, maybe. Heading for the Grove. I hope Hikaru and this Noct can hold out a little longer. There's the energy cell. Right on the Titan's back. Got the cell. Now onto the Grove. Pulse from Tolmec should have reactivated all the energy cells in the region. I should be able to pick up more from any Horus I fly to. It'll be useful, even after I deal with Regala.
Regala's inside. Hikaru will soon be dead. It's all over, Chaplain.
I gotta drop it now. Here goes.
It's Aloy!
She flies on the wings of the Ten.
The tide has turned! Push through! End of the line, Hikaru. Now on your knees, and I'll give you the death you didn't have the spine to give me.
They're down! The machines! All of them! They're down!
What? How's that possible?
Regala! Enough bloodshed! Let's settle this. You and me.
Easy to say when you're atop a machine.
Well, that was just to get your attention. I don't need any help to take you down.
Fine. I accept your challenge. And once I'm done with you, I'll get to finish the slaughter.
We'll see about that.
The duel is set. Let none interfere.
This fight is just beginning! The blade is blocked! Your curse! I will do what has to be done! Face me, coward!
Alright, so that's how it's gonna be.
That is left of your story! You can't hide forever! I'd hope to fight a legend!
I can keep going.
When you're beaten, is this how you give up your life? Are you here to play or fight? The rains will wash your filth from the land. This is where it ends.
Yeah, it is.
You die here and now. Strike and strike hard. You're no challenge. to end your life! Prove yourself worthy! A brave attempt! I will drink your blood with honor! Come to me! I'll tear that braided head from your body! I'll finish you! And then... Child of the weak! Stories are mine! They will live on in me! I will carve my story into you! Soon your blood will be mine! Fight! Fight until death! This is the way to fight! Is your heart beating fast? That's the fear that will consume you! You bring nothing but shame to your tribe! You think you can defeat me like this? I waited for the battle that would prove me! It seems I must wait longer yet! Child of the weak! I'll slit the muscles from your body and hang you. should beg me to end your life! Sonora! Cry tears of sorrow! Is this how you give up your life? Here I am again, on my knees before bootlicks and cowards. Go ahead, run me through.
Shut your mouth, traitor.
It was you who flew in on the wings of the Ten. You who challenged her. By our rights, you must decide her fate. I spared her once. It only made things worse. She was the best of my marshals. What a waste.
She's dangerous, all right. But maybe that's exactly what I need.
Cowards! What more do you have to conspire about?
Whether you live or die. I'm not here to forgive you for your crimes. But there's another battle ahead. Against an enemy more powerful than anything you can imagine. And I need people. A squad. That's willing to do whatever it takes.
I don't want your mercy.
It's not mercy. The battle I'm talking about will be charging into a nightmare.
A better death than this? Yes. My blood is yours. Your enemies are mine.
Meet us at our stronghold, in the mountains near Plainsong.
You mean to send her alone? Without even an armed guard?
She does not need it.
I will be there. You have my word.
I'll hold you to it.
Chief, there's something you both need to see. In the throne room. He surrendered to our guards outside the grove. Claims he has an urgent message for the Outlander who defeated Regala.
So, state it.
It's for her alone. From an interested party.
I'm gonna need some privacy.
Clear the room. Put him with the rest of Regala's soldiers.
I'll see you back at base.
You saved the tribe. Let me help you with your mission.
No. With Regala gone, you have a chance to build the future you dreamed of. So get to your task.
Then at least allow me to give you this. Armor for the battle ahead. May it keep you safe.
Thank you.
Do you have any idea what you've just done?
Oh, it's a pleasure to see you too, Silence.
Congratulations on your victory. You saved the Tenakth for a few weeks. Unfortunately, you've doomed the entire planet as well.
Wrong. I don't need a Tenakth army to defeat the Zeniths.
Oh, Aloy. Have you learned nothing about the enemy we're up against?
More than you, hiding whatever hole you found. My idea is just better than anything you ever came up with.
Go on.
No, not here. We're doing this my way. Face to face, and with the weapon you've developed.
And why would I agree to that?
Because I'm your only way of beating the Zeniths, and getting the copy of Apollo that's on their ship. So meet me at my base. Mountains west of Plainsong. Time to submit to the inevitable silence and follow the person who actually knows what she's doing. Don't be late. Tilda, you there? I did it. Silence is on board, so head to my base.
Impressive. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Now that I can fly, I might want to see what else I can do before I head back.
Make a bill for us.
I'd sooner gut one of those drunks than make a deal with them.
It just seems like such a waste.
You know what?
Stand up straight, Cavo. Aloy's here. So, Aloy. You've added yet another deed to your name. And I'm guessing by the look in your eyes that you're not done yet.
Not quite.
Is there anything we can do? We owe you that much.
After everything you've been through, you're one of the best people to support Hikaru's bid for peace. Not just between the clans, but with the Karja too.
Then I will. You have my word.
And until my last breath, I'll make sure the tribe remembers all that you've done for us.
Imagine what else they're capable of. Make a bill for us.
I'd sooner gut one of those drunks than make a deal with them.
It just seems like...
So, Hikaru keeps his head. Dangerous
That one's changed too. But you've got to admit it's an impressive...
May your blade be sharp.
Stand strong.
Alrighty, let's get started on Singularity. Singularity is the final main mission in the main story. Actually, the arena has a hunter. Yeah, let's see if maybe he has resources before we head out. But Singularity is the final main mission in the main story. We're going to head back to base. We're going to talk to all of our companions and our new allies. We are going to uncover a base secret that I always love to wait to uncover until right before we start Singularity. And, yeah, we're going to get started on it. The Regala fight, let's talk about it. Listen, I learned my lessons. It took a couple of deaths, but I did learn my lessons. I have got to get better at using my plasma lances as like I use that javelin so much. I have got to get to the point of being able to use all of it and not just the parts that I like. Is there a workbench nearby?
You've earned the soldiers. Every Tenakth has heard of your deeds at the Grove.
Strength and courage are yours. Clans must
No army can march without supplies.
My strength is yours.
An Outlander flew on the wings of the team.
So the visions of the Ten are renewed.
Good day.
And stash box is the last thing I'm looking for. There it is. Let's grab any ammo that we already have, so that way we don't have to make any. That's another thing I've been sleeping on, is just grabbing ammo straight from here. Silly me. I wish there wasn't a tool limit. If they end up making, I think they are, but I'm not going to just blindly assume. But if they end up making another Horizons after this and continuing the story, I wish they would change the tool amount of carry. And I wish they would make it, instead of you can only carry 10 or 10 potions. So like you can carry 10 health potions, or you can carry a set amount of each. I wish they instead had it that you can carry a set amount of each potion. There's a slot designated and an inventory amount designated for each potion. So like, let's say you have your large health potions and your medium health potions. You have a health potion slot. You can fill it up with, let's say, either 5 large health potions or 2 large and 3 medium, and swap those out and like have the allowance of having all of the potions. Because I'd love to use all the potions, but y'all have seen how this is going. I need to have the most amount of large health potions as possible. So maybe that's something that they could hopefully consider. I would like that and appreciate that greatly, you know? All right.
You will look fine.
You may enter, Outlander. That fight was a sight to behold. Showing off. Wait, you were there? The rebellion is shattered.
If Argala can be challenged by an Outlander, she can be defeated by us.
Hikaru's enemies fall before him.
Good day.
Mr. Know-It-All is here. You know, your focus buddy who never smiles. I didn't know what to do with him, so I had him wait in your room.
Got it. Thanks. Well, Silence. Looks like you finally found a door you could open without me.
I'm glad it's there, actually. It kept me from having to mingle with the company you keep. But enough prattle. I believe you owe me an explanation. Your plans for the Zenith base?
You're right. I do owe you. My spear in your throat for deceiving me again. At the Hades Proving Lab.
I doubt you asked me here for that kind of reckoning.
No. Right now, I need your help. So I'm giving you one final chance. But if you ever betray me again, I will kill you no matter what the circumstance. Understood?
Very well. Though we'll both face a decidedly short future if you can't get us inside that base.
Aloy, your other guest is here. She's, coming to you.
Thanks. Good timing. The truth is, I can't actually get us into the base. But she can.
The company you keep is even worse than I thought.
Not a fan of surprises, are you? Oh, look. That must be your little invention.
Does the weapon work? Without self-destructing?
Of course it does. I've eliminated the imperfections and greatly improved its design and output.
How can we be sure?
Care for a demonstration?
Enough, both of you. We're in this together, at least for now. Go talk to Erend. Tell him I said to give you rooms of your own. I'll come see you when I get a chance.
Oh, no. You first.
Better get everyone in the control room, so Tilda can tell us what she knows about the Zenith base.
Did you see Katala's new arm? I never thought I'd see metal bound to flesh in that way.
Yeah, he seems happy with it. Probably because he could crush me like a grape with it.
That is a happy thought.
Aloy! You came back with some interesting friends.
Wish I could say we don't need them. But Silence and Tilda are here for a reason. Even Regala.
Yeah. Enemy of my enemy and all that, right?
Right. You, talk to Tilda at all?
I tried. I don't think even a hot forge could melt that ice. And you say she wants to help?
I think so. Well, let's hope. Doesn't look like any of our guests are making trouble.
Yet. So, Katala tells me you flew. Well, that's new. I've been busting my balls trying to learn to read. You're out there having all the fun.
Don't worry. You'll be getting all the fun you can handle soon. With the Zeniths.
Looking forward to it.
I guess Silence is keeping to himself, as usual.
I was hoping he'd give me an excuse to hammer his sorry ass to the ground.
Please don't.
You telling me you wouldn't want to get just one good hit on that smug face of his? After everything he's done?
Sure. Later. Right now, he's got something we need. I better get going.
Oh, you know where to find me.
Aloy, It appears that we have some interesting new guests. I'm glad to see you're okay, though. I heard you gave the Tanakh something to talk about. I was half expecting you to burst in through the ceiling riding a sunwing.
Sorry to disappoint. Thoughts on our new Zenith acquaintance?
I'd say she smells like death, but even death smells of something. She's more like a cold piece of metal, bent on repelling all semblance of life.
She's definitely different. Ready to head over to the Zenith base?
Whatever comes, we will endure.
Have you talked to any of our new friends?
Erend and I tried speaking to Sylens, but apparently our tribal prattle is unnecessary.
Charming, isn't he? I have to go. I trust you to keep things civil around here?
I'll make sure Erend doesn't punch Sylens in the face, if that's what you mean.
Thanks.
You flew? Kotalo told me. And took out Regala's machines? You know what? I don't even know why I'm surprised. I saw we have visitors and a new weapon. Does this mean we're ready to take the fight to the Zeniths?
Almost. I suppose you saw that Tilda is here. Our very own Zenith.
I almost went up to her to ask her, well, every question I've ever had about the legacy. Every diviner I know would kill to get 5 minutes with one of the old ones. But now that she's here, all I feel is a vague unease. I don't know if I'm scared of finding out more uncomfortable truths, or just scared of her. Probably both.
You sure you're okay going on this mission? I know things must be happening pretty fast for you.
I've already braved oceans and madmen who thought they were ancestors reborn. Why not a few immortals with lethal drones at their command, too?
Guess the more the merrier. Are you okay?
I was wondering, is it really safe having someone like Regala here? She seems angry. The kind of angry that leads to murdering people in their sleep.
Don't worry. We're going to point that anger in the right direction. The Zeniths.
If you say so.
I hope our new guests have been behaving.
This Sylens, he's the one who built the weapon that can take down Zenith shields?
He is. Though I wouldn't expect him to answer any questions about it. He refuses to dole out his secrets to us lesser mortals.
Oh.
You know that special part of us that makes us warm, kind, welcoming?
Our spirit?
Yeah. He was born without that. I need to wrap up a few things, but stay sharp.
I'll be ready when you call.
So the Ten carried their visions with them.
Haven't seen you since the battle at the Grove. How are you holding up?
I saw you fly on the wings of the Ten, and paralyze Regala's army with lightning. I would say that I am inspired.
Thank you, I guess.
It is I who should be thanking you.
Your people keep mentioning the wings of the Ten. What exactly does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings, and leapt into battle from the sky for us To imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess. It is why the challengers leap into the arena during the Kulrut. And now, you have done it. Like the deeds of the Ten themselves, it will never be forgotten. So, tell me, how did it feel?
I won't lie. Pretty good.
I can only imagine.
Did you meet Tilda?
There is something about her that doesn't seem natural. I wouldn't be surprised if my sword went through her and she didn't bleed at all.
Honestly, with her, nothing would surprise me. Things will get ugly once the Zeniths realize we're in their base. You'll need every trick you've ever learned.
I would have it no other way. Many soldiers died in the old world to make sure we stood here today. We will endure on their behalf. Though, I am curious how you intend to defeat the Zenith's defenses without an army of our own.
Leave that to me. Just make sure you're ready to fight.
As you say. You have more than earned my trust.
Look, I know you're probably not happy about keeping Regala around, but I want her on our side when we fight the Zeniths.
It is more than she deserves. Even so, I will not question your judgment.
Thank you, Kotallo. I have to go. But I'll be briefing everyone on the plan soon.
Understood.
There you are. Well done, Aloy. Despite my reservations, you managed to secure Silence and his weapon. You're truly a shining example of Liz's fortitude.
I've been thinking about what you said at your house. How you were friends with Elizabeth. It was more than that, wasn't it?
Perceptive as ever. You're right, we were together for a time.
Okay, so... what happened?
I was an orphan. I had always been alone. By my 30s, I was starting to wonder if that was simply my fate in life. And then I met Liz. We kept running into each other at conferences. We'd have coffee. At some point, it became drinks. I thought it was just shop talk, an exchange of ideas, but then I was surprised at how much I looked forward to seeing her. Soon we were flying halfway across the world every other week just to meet up. For the first time, I didn't feel lonely. I could imagine a future where I wasn't. I think Liz felt the same way at first. She had lost her mother a few years back. I filled a void for her. I know I did. But as time passed, it seemed as though she wanted less when I wanted more. And so we ended things.
So helping me. Restoring Elizabeth's dream. It's what?
A second chance, yes. I made a mistake leaving Earth while Liz stayed behind. I should have done more. So when I saw you, a woman who has carved her own remarkable path, beyond even what made Liz a phenomenon, I knew I had to help you. To do right by her.
You said before that you're not like the other Zeniths. That you never were. But you went along with all of their plans.
Out of necessity. I'm not proud of it. But complicity became a means of survival. both when Earth was consumed and when the colony on Sirius was destroyed. I did what I had to. But I resolved to remain one step ahead of the others, to try to undo what damage I could. Hence the data channel with Beta. The secret passage into their base and the little trick I pulled to save you.
Why did you make the data channel look like your house?
I built that house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place, not just for me, but for the art stored in its depths. Cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly, some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
Why do you think Elizabeth pulled away?
I've wondered that for 1,000 years. She was brilliant, visionary. She cared so deeply for the world, for the betterment of humanity. But it also felt like she kept everyone at arm's length, including me. She never wanted to share her burdens. I think, in the end, she had a core that she never let anyone be part of. Sometimes I wonder if anyone really knew her.
I found a recording of you and Elizabeth back in the proving lab after Farzineth's attempt to steal Gaia.
Yes. A most unpleasant conversation.
She said something after the call. I think she regretted how things ended between you.
Did she? All this time, thank you for telling me. I've always hated that those were the last words we ever said to each other. And that her last impression of me was as a functionary of Far Zenith, not who I truly am.
When it's time to break into the Zenith base, what can we expect?
I'll go over the full layout once you've assembled your friends. Suffice it to say, we will need to push as fast as possible to Beta and Gaia's location, dealing with heavy resistance along the way. There are also printing facilities where the others have been amassing the natural resources they've stripped from the region.
What for?
First for use in the base's infrastructure, and then to fabricate more Spectre drones, a small army of them. In addition, they've also been ferrying materials to and from our ship in orbit. After hundreds of years luxuriating in our digital comforts, the ship was barely space-worthy when we made our escape. Disaster can strike at any moment. We've learned our lesson.
Have you figured out how Silence's weapon works?
No, and he's been very careful not to allow me near it. I'll admit it bothers me, but regardless of how it functions, I am confident it will deactivate the other shields en masse.
How many of them are in the base?
10, including Eric and Gerard. Only a handful of us made it to our ship when our colony collapsed.
So, Eric... was he always a bloodthirsty psychopath?
I believe he got worse over time. On Earth, he was the founder of a profitable private military company. A band of cutthroats, in other words. Even as governments abandoned human combatants in favor of automated warfare. He found success with clientele that required a more personal touch. There were also rumors that he personally hunted and killed his targets. On occasion, all for the thrill of it. But on Sirius, he retreated to virtual reality simulations. In them, he could go on rampages as violent as he pleased, though I suspect with diminishing satisfaction.
All of his tribe believes he was one of the greatest people from the old world.
Then they would be quite disappointed to meet him. Though I'm sure he'd bask in the adoration.
What can you tell me about Gerard?
He was the head of the world's largest financial conglomerate, and as such had dealings with almost every major corporation. It made him one of the wealthiest people on Earth, and certainly the wealthiest among Far Zenith.
What does one person do with that much money?
Buy more power, more influence. Gerard's always believed himself to be a refined patrician, able to maintain control with a polished smile. But beneath that exterior is a cold and calculating operator. It was his decision to restrict Beta's upbringing to her digital educators, the avatars of the Apollo database, while we were painted as her benefactors.
Well, we'll deal with him soon enough. And the others.
I would very much like to see his face when he realizes we've beaten him.
When I was in the ruins of Vegas, I found data on a man named Stanley Chen. I think he was a Zenith.
Stanley, ever the optimist. He was one of the good ones. When we established our colony, he built an exact replica of Las Vegas in virtual reality. Lights, shows, gambling, every detail perfectly recreated. And while others cloistered themselves in their own fantasies, he flung his doors wide to everyone.
The way you're talking about him, I'm guessing he didn't make it back to Earth?
No, he perished when our colony was destroyed. He would have been thrilled to discover that part of his beloved city survived.
When Beta escaped and hid in an ancient research facility, I saw another one of the Zeniths, Verbena. Who was she?
A dull star amidst a sea of brighter constellations. Unlike most of Far Zenith's members who amassed their wealth through shrewd business deals and technological achievements, Verbena inherited her billions. Her father had achieved great success in the luxury holotourism industry. At age 24, she became the world's most eligible bachelorette, branding herself a life designer. Someone who leverages their fame to influence the choice of others.
What, like a cult?
In a way, yes.
Well, she must have done something right to have survived this long.
She was her own brand of ruthless. That much is true. But even rats can cling to a vessel for escape.
Okay, so I've had run-ins with a handful of Zeniths. What about the rest?
An array of the wealthiest people on Earth. Titans of their industries.
And let me guess. All selfish and ruthless to the core?
Most, but not all. There were a few with whom I got along. Annika Murjani, for instance, was always delightful. She founded the HoloNet's most successful dance channel and was herself mesmerizing to watch. And I had fascinating discussions with Song Jiao about her work in cellular biology. Our immortality treatments are due in part to her achievements. But then there were others like Devin Miller, the CEO of a fast food printing corporation. His only real preoccupations were perfecting his golf swing and taking self-hollows. When I think about all of us, we really should have accomplished more. We had eternity.
Okay. I'll let you know when it's time.
I'll be here until then. And thank you, Aloy, for giving me this chance. My past has always been a struggle. More than once I've lost everything. But when I look to the future, I see Liz's dream fulfilled. A universe of new possibilities.
Maybe we can make it happen.
We will. I won't let anything get in the way. I promise you that.
clean my gear later. I can do yours if you want.
I cleaned it already.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
This place smells wrong. No sand or wind, only cold steel. And the others up there, your squad.
They can hold their own. As for this base, it may not be what you're used to, but it is a shelter.
Call it what it is. A cage.
You came here on your own.
For the battle you promised. So for now I wait in my cage for your word. Tell me when to strike.
The whole time I've been in the West, I've been fighting you and your rebels. I'd at least like to know why.
You were among the enemy. What more is there to know?
Why did you do it?
Dorak, Jiroka, Makalo, and the Karja pushed into the desert to raid our people. My brother's squad was among the first to intercept them. But the Karja captured them, strung them up, and burned them alive as an example. It was too late. I found them by the sound of their screams.
So you wanted vengeance?
Vengeance? No. I wanted devastation. To tear down the Karja's cities and drown the land in blood. Hunt down every last survivor and grind their bones until the sky chokes on the dust. But my chief betrayed me. Betrayed the Tanakh.
How did Hikaru betray you?
Hikaru called on the clans to resist the Karja's red raids. But we did more than just defend. We hunted them, and they fled as children before a pack of claw striders all the way to their border. There we ripped down their stone walls. Their domain was ours for the taking. But when it came time to push on, Hikaru ordered us to fall back. What soldier retreats when slaughter is at hand?
The kind who wants peace for their people.
Peace is just a lull between vendettas. But I thought my chief had greater tactics than mine, so I stood by him, even when he allowed that filthy Karja to join our ranks.
Fashav.
I enjoyed watching him die at the embassy. He should have been put down when we first captured him on the field. Instead, Hikaru made him a marshal.
Fashav told me how he became a marshal. He earned it just like any Tanakh.
It was an insult. No outlander can ever deserve to wear our armor, bear our marks. And then a Karja messenger was brought before us? That's when I knew. I had to run my blade through Hikaru and drag his treacherous corpse to the gates of the Sundom.
What happened when the Karja messenger appeared before Hikaru?
A quivering priest bore a message from their new king. No more war. No more raids. Suddenly the Karja wanted to talk peace. An embassy at the very fortress we tore down. A true Tanakh would never take a Karja truce. Their blood exists to be spilled. But Hikaru lapped up the priest's message. He showed himself a Karja-loving traitor when he accepted. That's when I challenged him.
And lost.
His mercy was just another sign of his weakness. I vowed never to rest until the debt was repaid, with him on his knees before me. So with an army of soldiers and machines at my back, I returned. The day you got in my way.
The deal you made. Override tech in exchange for an assault on the Zenith base. How did Sylens approach you?
That name means nothing to me. My agreement was with Oseram mercenaries.
So all this time, you didn't even know who you were really dealing with? And you trusted a group of Outlanders?
If it was a trick, I would have crushed them. But they offered me the chance to run the Carja down with machines. The terror in your enemy's eyes when they see you charge. You know what I'm talking about. I bet you felt it.
I don't think so. What about your end of the deal? Would you have honored it?
Had I killed Hekarro and become chief, these Zeniths would have been the first of the tribe's victories. But because of you, my people will continue to consort with the enemy. A tribe of weaklings.
Because of me, hundreds of Tenakth won't throw away their lives in a battle they can't win. Are you really going to fight alongside me?
I have no reason to betray you.
Really?
I failed to kill Hekarro, failed to eliminate you. No Tenakth would follow me now. The Carja remain out of my reach, cowering behind their walls. All I have left are the screams of those long dead and unending rage. So show me where to bury it.
All right. I guess we'll both face the end soon enough.
Ever since you got in my way, I've wanted to see your bones burned white beneath the sun. But if I'm to die in battle, then it might as well be with the one who flew with the wings of the 10.
I'll let you know when it's time to move out. Oh. I guess this door's unlocked now. With Gaia gone. His things.
Aloy. If you were listening to this, then, things didn't go as planned at Gemini. I know you'll keep your promise. Which means I must be dead. Well, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? But a lot's happened since you found me in that ectogenic chamber. Thank you, Aloy. You've been my shelter. And I would risk it all again to be by your side. I know you'll find a way forward. That's what you do.
I'm sorry, Beta. But I'm getting you back, no matter what it takes.
Alright, where is that room I'm looking for? Is it back this way? Yes. Oops, sorry. Through our time of being in the base, we've uncovered more and more secret rooms, and in these rooms, we found messages. And in these messages are numbers. The age of a child. A favorite experiment.
That door needs a code. Maybe there's something in my data points that can help.
And the date of a death.
There. What is this place?
So, yeah, I told the rest of the team. I was standing in the cafeteria, trying to pick out a god-awful meal cartridge when it suddenly hit me. Every school field trip, August always asked me to pack extra in his lunch bag so that he could share it with his friends. I don't know how. I was lucky enough to end up with kids so generous. And I know he'd want to share this too. So, to whoever finds this place, this was us.
The last time I spoke to Leanna, they were just about to ship out to the Pacific Front. They really believed that if they could buy us some time, it'd be worth it. That Zero Dawn would save us. But if you were listening to this, then they were right. It was worth it. Their name was Leanna Jensen. 9th Civilian Guard Brigade for Operation Enduring Victory. And they were so brave.
Do I see it now? Okay. My name is Emma Irving, and I'm 8 years old, and my favorite animal is a fox. Do you have foxes in the future? I hope so. They're the cutest. And super smart. Dad said we have to go underground soon, just like a fox. And then the bad robots won't get us. So, I guess this is H and G. Hi and goodbye.
The day I was supposed to meet my sister's new baby, a vert swooped in and a crew of masked commandos threw a bag over my head. Next thing I knew, I was being told how the world would end and given a choice. Die now or help Zero Dawn and die later. At least Nicole, Ella, and baby Aiden will be safe in Elysium. Gave up my allotment to make sure they could stay together. I don't know if any of this will actually work. Zero Dawn, cradle-raised humans. But if it does, do better than we did, okay?
Got to be honest, I don't really know what to say to the future. So I guess I'll say something to the past instead. Mom, Dad, I know you'll never hear this, but I wanted to say thank you. For all those times you dragged me along as a kid to volunteer at hot zone relief centers. You used to say, you have to pay it forward. The future will always be brighter for it. I'm trying to live up to your example. I love you. We'll be together again soon.
Let's make their sacrifices worth it. For many main missions and side quests that we've done, I have fast traveled us as close as possible, and then flown from there. Singularity is an exception to this rule. We will fly the whole way. Mostly because it gives me a chance to run to the bathroom and grab a drink. If you also need to, go ahead. Get up, grab a snack, grab a drink, stay hydrated or dehydrated.
Space slugs down.
Goddamn right we are, Erend. Fuck yeah.
Okay. Maybe it's time to get everyone together so Tilda can brief us. But is there anything I should handle before that? Alright, people. I need you up in the control room, right away. Okay, everyone. We all know what's at stake. Beta, Gaia. Not to mention life on Earth. Now, it might seem like the Zeniths are invincible, but they're not. We've got what it takes to break into their base and defeat them. We even have one of them on our side. Tilda, show us the base.
It is constructed atop the ruins of an ancient military facility on an island to the southwest. I can get us inside. To this location, undetected.
How exactly?
You'll know when you need to. Once inside, our goal will be this structure. The launch tower. Gaia and Beta are being held at the top. But along the way, we will face overwhelming resistance. Most importantly from Gerard, Eric, and the others. But also...
Once I take away their shields, we should be able to deal with them. But it will be easier to deploy the device if someone else is carrying it. I'll need a strong back.
Carry stuff? Yeah, I can do that.
Even if your device works, there will still be Spectre drones, scores of them.
If only we had an army to fight them.
I've got that under control. You'll know when you need to. All right. We'll meet up again just before we go in. Where's the best place to rendezvous?
On the coast, just across from the island. Once there, I'll show you the way.
Okay. I'll let you know when I arrive at the rendezvous point. And then you can join me. In the meantime, do whatever you need to prepare. Understood? You two? A minute? Tilda helped me get in touch with Beta, and she told me something important. There's an installation inside the base. It's called a regulator. Here. Once we're inside, I need you two to split off from everyone else and destroy it. So you'll have to bring explosives. This will help stop the drones. Everything depends on it. Are you with me? After that, I want you to find a way to infiltrate the Zenith network.
How?
Go over all the data that Beta left behind. She knew how to do it, I'm sure of that.
All right. But why? What am I trying to do?
Find information about the Zeniths. Anything Tilda's not telling us. Silence is right about one thing. There's no way we can take her on her word.
I'll do my best.
Keep her safe, okay?
On my life.
Remember, we need to get Silent's weapon to the Zenith base intact if we want to take their shields down.
I'll be gentle with it, I promise.
Good. Without it, there's no payback.
Don't worry. Payback's all I think about.
We're finally doing this.
Never thought I'd be off on a mission to take down a bunch of immortals from the stars. I can hear the drinking songs already.
If that one's not working right, you can have one of my spare focuses, you know.
Yeah, little bugger's got some personality, that's all. Saved my butt with those Spectres. Wouldn't feel right to leave it behind now. You know, besides, it goes with my outfit.
Wouldn't want to spoil your look. Varl made the right call. You know, bringing you here.
Thanks. Yeah, Varl. You know, I never knew he had a sister. I found out a few days before you guys went to Gemini. I was, well, to be honest, I was terrified I'd screw up the mission somehow. So he sat me down for a drink. Just one, mind you. And we talked about family. Vala, Ursa, loss and revenge. How you helped us.
You know, we never did get that drink you promised back in the Embrace. And you never told me exactly how your sister escaped the Mad Sun King.
I guess we never got round to it. World ending and all. No time like the present, though. If you're up for it.
You think it's time for us to finally have that drink?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course. Oh.
So, how did Ursa escape Mad Sun King Jiran's palace?
Well, first she had to survive the Sun Ring. See, during the war, the Karja threw a prisoner a day in there. And, you know, for what? To die as sacrifices, fighting machines in a pit. Thinking somehow that was gonna appease all the other deranged machines in the world? Ha! And when it was Ursa's turn, the Karja thought she'd go down if they threw a big machine at her.
Oh, but she didn't.
Yeah, she defeated all of them. Even got some of Jiran's kestrels for good measure. And the Mad Sun King was impressed, I guess. Thought it'd be funny to have her run around his palace as a servant. He enjoyed humiliating her that way.
I remember you telling me something about that. That's how she met Avad. He helped her escape.
Yeah, but what no Karja scroll will ever tell you is how the young prince snuck Ursa out of the palace. He knew their best chance was to get Ursa to blend in, so he got her everything she needed to disguise herself as a Karja noblewoman. Yeah, perfumes, veils, and all.
I get the feeling she wasn't too happy with that.
Oh man, Ursa would have rather fought her way out of that palace with her bare hands than put on all of that Karja eye paint. But Avad insisted it was the only way, so she agreed under one condition. Avad had to dress up as well.
She made Avad dress up like a noblewoman?
As perfumed and powdered as a babe. Ursa said he looked better like that than he ever did in a crown.
That would, definitely make for an interesting sight.
Oh, it worked like a charm, too. Not only did they make it out of the palace, they paid a traveling merchant to get Ursa to the border, and none were the wiser.
You were right. That was a story best told over a drink.
All good stories are.
I guess I should get going.
I'll see you at the rendezvous point, with my hammer ready.
I wouldn't have it any other way. I hope everybody's ready for this. Fighting the Zeniths isn't going to be easy.
Aloy, nothing you do ever is. At least, now you don't have to do it alone.
Thanks. Everyone here, training, working together. If it weren't for Varl, none of it would have happened.
You know, there was this one night, right before Varl left with you to go to Gemini. He realized I was having trouble sleeping. I was nervous about the mission. To be honest, I think we both were. So, he asked me to join him in Gaia's dome. He brought up this hologram of Earth that you two found back in the Zenith launch facility. We sat there, just looking at it. I thought about how Plainsong was just a speck on that great sphere. How every corner of it must be teeming with life. And any fears I had about our mission were gone. I miss him terribly.
I know. You and Aaron seem to be on better terms now.
He may have terrible taste in music, but he did apologize for mocking my tribe. And that ale he keeps raving about isn't half bad. I still plan on beating that stubborn face of his to break our sparring stalemate.
Try not to hurt him too bad. I should go. I'll let you know when I'm ready to head to the base.
Before you do, there is one favor I would ask of you.
What is it?
You placed this focus in my care, and gave me the highest calling an Utaru has ever known. If I should fall in battle, I'd like you to be the one to bury my seed pouch. For the both of us.
So...
make sure you stay alive to do so.
let's just try to all come back home. Okay? You nervous?
I'd be lying if I said I'm not slightly apprehensive.
The plan will work, if we all focus on our assignments.
Right.
The rest of us should be enough of a distraction to the Zeniths for you to hack into their network undetected. But you'll have to be quick, in case they do.
What exactly do you expect me to find, Aloy?
I don't know. The truth, if we're lucky. Once all this is over, will you go back across the ocean?
I don't know. The more I think about it, the more worried I become. If I go back, I don't even know if they'd let me keep this focus you gave me, or what they'd do to me for reading what is clearly forbidden data. Even if I somehow were allowed to carry on my duties as a diviner, would I be willing to let the truths I've learned about the ancestors be buried away by the Board of Overseers? Would I dare challenge them and risk my family's safety? Or losing Federa?
Who's this Federa you mentioned?
She is another diviner. One of our best. We used to be rivals at the academy. I hated her guts. But apparently there's a fine line between hate and love. We became very close, and then I was assigned to the expedition. She promised she'd wait for me, no matter how long it took.
Well, that was smart of her. She won't do any better.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I do. I want you to know I'm glad you're with us, Alva.
Whatever happens, I'm grateful that the legacy brought us together. I never thought I'd get to actually meet an ancestor.
Come on, do I look that old? Katala will protect you inside the Zenith base.
I'm not afraid. I know Katala will fulfill his duty, as will I. If we die doing so, at least it'll be alongside a friend.
I'd rather you both stay alive, if you don't mind.
We'll try and keep that in mind.
I need to get going.
I'll be at the rendezvous point. May truth lead us to victory.
So, how are we feeling about the mission?
I do not know everything that you have planned, but it doesn't matter. All that remains is to follow you to the end. whatever that will be.
Thank you, Katalo. I'm glad all this brought us together.
You brought us together. And I am grateful too. Oh, and by the way, I was hoping now would be a good time to go back to the Tremortusk site and test my new arm, before we leave on our mission.
Right. I'll let you know when I can make my way there.
Thank you.
Now that training time is over, what's on your mind?
The Bulwark, the Kulrut, and how we need another miracle if we're to survive the Zenith base.
I'll try not to let you down.
I know you will not.
We didn't really get to talk about what happened at Gemini.
There was nothing more to say. If he were Tenakth, Varl's bravery would have earned him sacred burial at the Grove, among the most distinguished of our tribe's warriors. His deeds were worthy of the Ten. When the fight is done, I will have the Inkers etch his memory on my skin, so that it may live on.
I'm sure he'd be honored. I'll see you soon then.
It will be my honor.
Welcome back, Aloy. Would you like to continue our chat?
I should be going.
I'll be making final preparations.
I keep thinking... he's just gonna be standing there.
Did you need something? Bravo. You managed to sway a Zenith to your side. Care to explain?
Not a chance. I thought you said the weapon was ready.
There's always room to optimize. But that's not why you're here. I assume you want to comprehend my undertakings. So, ask away.
Since when were you so forthcoming?
Since you turned this into a waiting game. And as it seems you have found modest success, perhaps I'm willing to be generous.
Okay, so your big plan, everything you've been manipulating for the last few months. Let me see if I got this straight. You learned about the Zeniths from Hades when you interrogated it. Then you came up with a plan to defeat them by using a Tenakth army and that weapon. And to get the Tenakth to fight for you, or rather the Sons of Prometheus, armed Regala's rebels with override tech.
Did you have an actual question, or are you still playing catch-up?
So all this time, even before I found the coordinates at the Spire, you were out here scheming. Why couldn't you just tell me?
When I learned of the Zenith's return to Earth, I laid out my plans. I knew I would one day require an army of overzealous Tenakth to assault the Zenith base. The casualties would be extreme. And I knew you would never allow such a sacrifice, no matter how necessary. Thus, I devised a means to remove your interference from the equation. At the Hades Proving Lab.
Why create the Sons of Prometheus? You didn't need a bunch of Oseram tinkerers to make override tech.
They were a necessary safeguard. My time serving Hades in the Eclipse demonstrated the risks of getting directly involved. Through the Sons of Prometheus, I could execute my plans, all while remaining anonymous.
You wanted me to surrender to the Zeniths at the Hades Proving Lab. They almost killed me.
Based on everything I knew about them, I concluded they would find you a useful asset, thereby keeping you out of harm's way and, more importantly, out of my way.
So you really didn't know they had their own clone of Elizabeth?
No. Unfortunately, there was no way I could have known that particular detail.
Detail? Well, I guess if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here today. Tell me about the weapon. How does it work?
I've upgraded the delivery system. It now emits a wave-like effect covering a significant distance.
That doesn't fully answer my question.
No, but I'd be a fool to reveal its inner workings. After all, why did you withhold your plan for dealing with the Zenith drones? Yes, even you can appreciate the value of secrecy when warranted. Suffice it to say that the weapon will work. The intricacies of how is knowledge that is mine alone.
Why help Regala take over? If you wanted an army, you could have just gone to Hekarro.
Before Regala's rebellion, Hekarro was only concerned with battling machines and fostering friendships with the Karja. Even if I gained his ear, he would never agree to send his forces to battle a threat he couldn't understand.
So helping a bloodthirsty exile was easier?
Yes, exceedingly so. All Regala craved was war against the Karja and anyone who threatens the Tenakth. She would have led the tribe into battle without question, which was precisely what I needed.
While I was out there, I had a couple run-ins with the Quen.
The tribe from across the ocean. And?
Their entire tribe was shaped around the discovery of focuses. One of them, Alva, even joined me here. Don't you want to know more about them?
No. They stumbled upon the greatest technological artifact from the ancient world, and what did they do with it? They shrouded the knowledge they unearthed in mysticism and taboo, creating a pantheon out of corporate shills.
Yes, well, it also led them to Thebes.
Did it now?
So those run-ins with the Quen I mentioned. On one of them I teamed up with their expedition to search Thebes. We found Pharaoh at the end.
You must have needed Omega clearance. So, what was it like?
Worse than you can imagine.
He single-handedly wiped out collective human knowledge. I'm sure it was still less than he deserved.
Let me guess. You would have scraped him into a jar so you could prod his brain, like what you did with Hades.
For a start.
All right, Silence. I think I've talked to you long enough. I'll let you know when it's time to go. And try not to mess with Tilda while you're in here, okay? I don't need the two of you butting heads.
Ah, yes. About your Zenith ally. I wonder if you understand what kind of person you're dealing with. For someone to live as long as she has, outlast as many calamities, well, your goals may be aligned now, but I'd watch for the moment they diverge.
Yeah, I'm aware. Reminds me of someone else I know.
Survival is only a necessity to my greater purpose, Aloy. I'd hoped you'd recognize that by now.
Do you know something or not?
Oh, I know a great deal of things. But on this, just call it a feeling.
Oh, a feeling? You mean you finally had one? Huh. Guess even you can change, Silence.
Spinning in a teacup. Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
With Regala out of the way, Hekarro and Tenakth, they're safe. The future's up to them now. I do wish they'd drop all the honorary names they've given me. But if I've learned anything about them, that is not a battle I am going to win. I miss Varl. It still hurts to think about him. I don't know if the pain will ever really go away. When I find that bastard, Eric, I'm gonna make him pay. Elizabeth and Tilda had a history. The more I learn about her life, the more complicated it seems. I guess she saw something good in Tilda. I don't know what exactly, but it seems like it was enough. For a while, at least.
Whoever replaced parchment for this deserves a good hammer.
Here for more words, or is it time to strike?
I'll leave you be.
Then I will sharpen my blade again.
Rain. I could feel the pressure building to it. I better head down. There it is. The Zenith base. There. Rendezvous point. I should take care of everything I can before calling in the others to attack the Zenith base. Okay, everyone. I'm at the rendezvous point. It's time to rescue Beta and Gaia.
Understood, Aloy. We're on our way.
Aloy.
Where are the others?
Not far behind.
Egghead here couldn't stand traveling with the pack.
Are we all here? Then let's begin.
A tunnel.
An ancient escape route from the ruins on the island. When I realized it ran all the way across the water, I thought it might prove useful to come and go undetected. So I concealed it from the others. Shall we?
I wish there was a less pungent way to get way inside the base.
Agreed.
There's the launch tower. That plane offers a little cover, so the only viable path is through there. There will be specters guarding it, and many more can be deployed from those hangars.
All right. Alva, Catalo, get to it.
Where are they going?
Somewhere important. Erend, you're with me. You guys, take the high ground in case we need covering fire.
Tactically sound, I suppose. What will she do?
There's a sensor node nearby. If I hack into it, I should be able to scramble the network and keep you undetected. But not for long.
Then we should proceed.
One more thing. Open up the channel to beta. Audio only.
Aloy?
We're here, and we're coming for you. You know what to do, right?
As long as you hold up your end.
We will. See you soon.
Be careful.
Let's go.
Get to the launch tower as quickly as possible. I'll do my best to conceal our intrusion.
Beware, Aloy. Spectres ahead.
Company. Follow my lead.
That's what I do.
Pick it up if you need it. Here we go. Oh, they felt that one. Come on! Hey, you okay?
Yeah. I'll find a way back up.
I think there's a cave up there that might get us through that ridge.
Let's climb up to it.
Aloy, for you! Aloy, no!
Alright, what did I learn? Sneaking might be a better option.
Get to the launch tower as quickly as possible. I'll do my best to conceal our intrusion.
Beware, Aloy. Spectres ahead.
Company. Follow my lead.
That's what I do.
Well, I'll just leave it here then. It's not fear, but it'll do. Anytime you're ready.
think there's a cave up there that might get us through that ridge.
Let's climb up to it.
What's in this backpack, metal bricks?
Aloy, Alva and I are closing in on the regulator.
I think we got through without being seen. It's creepy in here.
Don't worry. I'll protect you.
Can we please leave the cave now? Hey, you swim. I'll stay nice and dry. Let's go, Aloy. I wish I had a glider. I guess I'll find another way across.
There's a lot of dead machines on this island.
We killed a great many when we landed here. Their salvage may prove useful to you now.
Another Spectre.
Sneak or fight, you choose. I'll follow you in. Are we gonna attack or what?
Tired yet?
Yep. I don't think they saw us. Good. Yeesh. These plants are weird. Yeah! Clear those weeds.
Line cutter's working. We're through.
These Spectres are good sport!
We can take this one, Aloy! Keep moving!
That Stormbird carcass should get us over the gap.
I hate stormbirds. But I guess, yeah, dead one's handy enough. Yeah, you remember the good old days when our only worry was whether Meridian would be destroyed? You know, instead of a whole world.
Oh, yeah. Good times.
More specters. I'll attack when you do.
Well, should we go for it, Aloy?
Here, up this rock. We're gonna have to climb around this corner.
I'll try not to complain.
I can see the way forward. Keep moving.
Going as fast as we can. You all right?
Sort of.
How many specters do the Zeniths have?
More than we want to fight at once, that's for sure. Looks like the others have things under control. Could prime it with plasma.
Aloy, Alva and I are in position.
Do it. Blow the regulator.
A moment while I ignite the charges.
I'm coming for you now. This thing needs melting down.
Alva and Catalo did their job. Now it's Beta's turn.
Aloy? I think we're in trouble.
Whatever you plan to do to stop those specters, you better do it now.
I'm not doing anything. Beta will. She just needs a little time.
Time that we don't have.
Come on, Beta, come on, come on, come on.
What is that?
Our army.
I think you got their attention.
Very clever. You had Beta inject Hephaestus into the base's printer matrix.
Which is faster and more powerful than any cauldron.
And now it can crank out machines to its heart's content. Come on. Let's get to the launch tower before this whole place becomes a war zone.
Your maneuver, as clever as it is, means that Hephaestus has escaped containment. It will no doubt flee back to the Cauldron network.
We grabbed it once, we'll get it again.
Or find a way to replicate its functionality, perhaps. The Apollo database.
Aloy, in case we don't make it, I just have one regret.
What is it?
That we had to do all this climbing.
That big rock might give us a bridge to get up and through.
Gotcha.
I guess not all the Spectres are fighting our machines.
Ah, that'd have been nice and easy. Big jump.
Looks like we snuck through.
To the right, I think.
And now to the left.
You can get to the launch tower through the hangar up ahead. I'm heading over to join you now.
The hangar's in bad shape, but I can see the way in. Hurry, Aloy!
Another one?
By the
Wanna
blood of
taste
the
of this?
Ten!
Bottoms up.
Oh.
And now's a good time to hit it with plasma. Ah! Now we're talking.
I've got an angle.
As do I. We'll assist you, Aloy. You've got your back, Aloy.
I guess we're not going for stealthy. Hit it again.
Good work, everyone.
Oh,
Let's go.
That far.
This way.
Whoa. Look at all this Zenith space stuff.
Come on, let's go!
This way, demon! Ah! This is the death I was promised. Go!
May Regala return peacefully to the cycle.
Please. She cared nothing for peace.
At least she died on her own terms, not as your puppet.
Oblivion draws no such distinctions.
That's cold. Are you sure you're not a Zenith?
Aloy, it's been intense, but Katalo got me to a network node. I'm trying to get in.
Keep at it. We're almost to the tower.
Ah, now we know who's been causing all the fuss. Tilda's little pet.
Silence! Zenith inbound. Can we drop their shields, please?
I'm powering it up. Stay still.
This is pointless! You can't hurt us. Face it, you're worms that ooze through the cracks into our basement.
Silence?
One moment more.
But I might just spare you if you give up Tilda. I think it's safe to say she's forfeited her share of our operation. Permanently.
There.
No? Nothing? Fine. All right, people. Light 'em up! Are we supposed to be scared?
We can't let Gerard escape. It won't take long before he preps the shuttle for launch. Then he'll be able to take Beta and Gaia into orbit and onto the Odyssey beyond our reach.
We gotta go through there?
I failed to see another option.
Then we'll carve a path. Ready?
Get to the top and secure Gaia. I'll stop Gerard.
I gotta get to the top of the tower and free Beta.
Aloy, run! Die, my seat fell! Apologies for that. We're okay. As long as Alva hurries.
I'm almost into the network!
Just do the best you can. Okay, an elevator. Promising.
We got some unfinished business, little girl. I don't need a shield to take you out.
Trust me, you're gonna wish you had one.
I wish it didn't have to end this way.
Whoa! I can't let him catch me.
I'll break you, girl.
I'm taking you down!
You want this.
Okay, pain's easy.
Not much without your shield, are ya?
You ready, little?
Aloy, are you there? I'm on my way to help. Just need to find my way in there.
You're done for! He's almost down.
I almost forgot what it was like to hurt.
Now we're having fun, right?
You okay?
I will be. In time. Go. Rescue your sister. I'll regroup with the others and make sure they're all right.
Looks like the machine's inspectors have almost wiped each other out. What was that?
Aloy, Gerard just activated the self-destruct failsafe on the printing matrix. He's taking control of a number of systems.
Including the lift?
I'm afraid so. He's restricted its access to the top. You'll have to climb from there. I have to go. I almost have him.
Errand? Is everyone all right down there?
Mostly. We're cleaning up the last few specters.
What about the Zeniths?
Dead, I think. Zoe told me you got Eric. Good work.
Yeah. Thanks. I guess only Tilda and Gerard are left then.
Aloy, you there? Listen, I got into the network, but only for a minute before I was shut out. I found a bunch of flight plans and trajectories, as if the Zeniths were planning to leave Earth.
Doesn't make any sense.
I know, but there's more. The files I found have a lot of references to something called Nemesis. Whatever it is, the Zeniths are afraid of it.
Alva? Alva! What's going on here? Maybe Beta can help me figure it out. If she's okay. Almost there. I'm coming, Beta. Are you okay? Look, I know you've been through a lot, but you have to help me access the Zenith network. I need to see their files, anything referring to the word Nemesis. Okay. Over there. Systems are down all over the base. I should be able to take advantage of... Yes, Nemesis. Here. There's something in deep space. It's following the Zeniths to Earth. Look. Escape vectors. Alva tried to warn me about this. Zeniths aren't planning to stay here. It's a machine of some kind. Or a swarm of them. The energy readings are... astronomical. Aloy, I don't think a natural disaster destroyed the Zenith colony on Sirius. This thing did. Earth isn't a new home for them. It's a way station. They're on the run.
I see you've been busy.
And you've been lying. Nemesis, what is it?
It is us. The minds of Far Zenith. Or failed copies of them, anyway. Back on Sirius, some of my peers weren't satisfied with physical immortality. They wanted digital transcendence. A way to upload their minds into any form, organic or mechanical. Nemesis was a failed experiment to that effect. Abandoned, but never erased. An immense database of our memories, emotions, and prejudices left to fester.
And it destroyed your colony?
We didn't realize it had gained sentience until it broke containment. It had everything it needed from our memories. Security protocols, system specs, override codes. It hacked everything before we knew what hit us. Then it took over our printing facilities, allowing it to gain any machine form it needed to wipe us out.
But why?
Imagine being trapped alone for decades with only the twisted echoes of megalomaniacs for company. It hates us for abandoning it to that prison. And now that it's free, it will do anything to destroy us, including denying us a safe harbor on Earth.
The extinction signal that woke Hades. You didn't send it. Nemesis did.
Finally, you understand. And when that failed, it launched from Sirius to finish the job itself. Which is why we must flee to a random planet circling a random star, somewhere it can never find us.
With Gaia, so you can build yourself a new world.
That's the plan. Even now. Earth is finished, Aloy. Nemesis will scour it of life to deny its creators a viable home. But Elizabeth's dream won't die. You'll come with me to the stars. And with Gaia, we'll create a new world. Together. Where that monstrosity could never find us.
What? No.
I loved Elizabeth. More than you could ever know. And I let her stay behind to die with the rest of humanity. A mistake I have regretted for 1,000 years. Now she stands before me again. Not some inferior copy, but her best possible self. So I'm not asking. You're coming with me. It may seem harsh now, but you'll forgive me in a few centuries.
You can't force me, Tilda. Your shield is gone.
I have something better. Spectre Prime, to me.
Take cover! Get to the door!
Submit, Aloy. You can't win.
I've heard that before.
Ask yourself why you're holding back.
Before I can do some damage. I better scan that thing first.
Okay, Dewey noted. Dewey noted. Wait a second, give me a second. If you hear music in the background, it's Orville. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep up with the strategy of hitting her with that pulse. I know that the shock does not do a lot. Shock doesn't do anything to them, but it does 1,200 damage. No matter what, whether you are affected by shock or not, it does 1,200 damage outright. That'll be useful. How am I gonna do this? We might have to switch to plasma. Will plasma work? You don't really get much of a good chance to scan it and really study the scan. But I'll try to notice if plasma will work. I think this is the first time I've ever done this fight where I've had to pause it and think about what I'm about to do next. I think that's a good idea. Switch to plasma and then hit it with explosive when it's covered in plasma. I wonder if those tear arrows would do anything to its armor. We could try. Chicken, I love you dearly. Now's not the time, sweetheart. Choose you. Fuck it. Let's just try. Give it our best. And if we die again, we learn from our mistakes.
I can endure. You cannot.
Before I can do some damage.
Just stop!
This is going to be a big one.
Spectre was designed to survive against more than that.
I gotta get through all that armor before I can do some damage.
Did she just shit talk me after my death? I've actually never experienced that before. Fuck you, Tilda. God, I can't even get away from her.
You can't stop me, Aloy! Sticks and stones against the lightning.
I can target its gold plating.
I'm going to get nowhere if I keep missing my shots. What am I learning? Absolutely nothing. What am I good for? Absolutely nothing.
Execute attack pattern Sigma!
Pain subsiding.
I knew you didn't truly want to hurt me.
It's powering up.
Surely nothing is worth this pain.
I'll shut you down. Oh, that thing's fast.
This Spectre was designed to survive against more than that.
Got a moment before it thaws.
Target active!
She can't move. I could grapple in for a big hit.
Ask yourself why you're holding back.
It's reforming. This won't work, Tilda!
I will finish this!
To power its attacks.
Don't make me hurt you!
Elemental ammo's making a dent in those gold plates. There! Got its armor!
This world is finished! We must leave together!
You're not gonna beat me!
Sticks and stones against the lightning.
Well, that did something.
I can endure
more hits. It's over. Why couldn't you just let me choose?
I am shaking so bad, but it's cool. We did it. We learned.
She tried to take you. And she told you about Nemesis.
So you've known all along.
From Hades, yes. Along with data on how to circumvent the Zenith shields. Everything I did to create the rebel army was based on that knowledge. To reach this place, this moment.
And you couldn't just tell me?
Come now, Aloy. You're the last person to act sensibly in the face of impossible odds. When I learned of Nemesis from Hades, I saw the pieces on the board and how to play them. And in that same moment, I knew it was a game you would never play. That you would interfere and attempt to save the Tenakth. I was correct, to a point. You ruined my plans, but brought your own to fruition. The end result is the same. We're here. And now it's time for me to leave this doomed planet behind. To seize the Odyssey and the Apollo database, and begin a new chapter in my pursuit of knowledge, one with infinite possibilities. You can join me if you so desire. You've more than earned your place. Unlike Tilda, I'm extending a polite invitation.
You're going to just take off? And abandon everything? Stay. Help me fight that thing.
Perhaps Tilda didn't adequately define the threat. Nemesis can't be stopped. It destroyed a highly advanced Zenith colony in a matter of hours. What hope does this primitive tribal Earth have? If you brought Gaia, you wouldn't be abandoning life, you'd be saving a seed for a new world. Just as Elizabeth did. It's the choice she made. The sacrifice of all that is for the hope of what might be. If she were here in your place, she would board that shuttle, Aloy.
Found her.
Is she hurt?
Still on her feet.
Thank the Ten.
Goodbye, Silence.
She looks okay.
She looks victorious.
As always.
Aloy. You did it.
Hey, where's he going?
As far away as anyone can go.
Oh. Are you sure?
You're staying.
For a time. You people are going to need all of the help you can get.
Does anyone else need a drink?
Not if it's that ale of yours.
I'd be fine with a nap.
Excellent idea.
I hope it's really over this time.
There's another battle ahead, Elizabeth. Very different than the one you fought. It's not about the distant hope of creating a new world. It's about preserving the one we have. My friends have a new mission. To spread the word and ask for help. They've taken it in stride. I think it's because they've always known what I've only just started to understand. That the people of this world have the strength to fight any battle. The ingenuity to solve any problem. The courage to overcome any obstacle. And the resilience to rise after any setback. As for me, I can't say I'm not afraid. What lies ahead will be harder than anything we've faced before. But I know I can put the fear aside. Because for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm not alone.
And with that, we have once again completed Horizon Forbidden West. We are obviously not done, though. We will be starting up the DLC. I will say we will be starting it up in the next stream, mostly because I want to title it as the DLC and put in different tags to the description and everything, and it'll just be easier to have that set separately on a different stream and not combine them. But, whenever we get into the next stream, we will start on the DLC. We'll spend some time in the DLC for a while, mostly because I'm actually really excited to start on the DLC again. I normally replay games quite often, and I have not had a chance to replay the DLC since we streamed it. So, yeah, I'm actually really, really excited to get the chance to replay through it again, and we're going to do all of the side quests that are available in it, take our time doing the main missions and exploring, and just drag out the DLC as long as we need to until I can get my PC set up and we can move on to the many, many, many games that I have been wanting to stream and have just not been able to. So I am super, super excited for that. I'm also going to get the chance to actually make official, edited up videos, and one of the first ones I intend to do will actually be my theories around Nemesis. I discussed it lightly in my first ever playthrough of, I think, both Zero Dawn and Forbidden West. I think I discussed it. But I'm going to actually, find all of the clues that point to this theory, and I'm going to get videos of everything and screenshots and like do a voiceover of just, like describing everything and reading it out, connecting everything together, and pretty much just give you my idea of what I think Nemesis is and why I think it's much deeper than what Tilda told us about it. It would also, if my theory is correct, would lend perfectly for the next game name, because it's been Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West, and the name would perfectly fit of Horizon blank blank. So, if it is the correct theory, and I am correct in my theory behind Nemesis, and they do not name it the Horizon blank blank name, I will honestly be a little bit upset with the developers for not taking such a beautiful opportunity. It is just, it's right there laying in wait if my theory is correct, and I really do think it is, because it just, when you look back through the data points that I will have to go and find for this video, and you really read through it, and then you look at Nemesis and what we're told about it, it's just like, oh, that's what you are. Okay, that makes sense now. It's perfect. So, going to make a whole official video about that whenever I get my PC set up and I learn how to do video editing. I will make a full official video on my theory of Nemesis. Hopefully I can get it out before they announce the new game, if they do announce a new game. Though I did look it up to make sure and check to see if there is a new game confirmed. There's not a confirmation, but there is a rumor that they are working on it. Which, to be fair, that's fair and fine. There are many developers that do the same thing, where they could just be storyboarding it, and if they're able to get the story worked out, they'll do the game. That is Neil Druckmann's idea for Last of Us. On whether or not he will continue it, it's whether or not he can make the story work. Same thing with Red Dead Redemption and Rockstar. It's whether or not they can make the story work if they continue it. Because you don't want to get started and get halfway through making the game and then realize you can't make the story work, and then just throw a mishmash of stuff together and everybody's going to hate it, and you ruin the franchise itself. You'd run the risk of everybody not liking the rest of the games because of you messing up just one. So, let them take their time. Let them do their business. I will hope for a new game, but I will not assume. I talk about it every time. I adore this song. I adore the different renditions that you hear throughout the game. This is always such a nice game. I think that is one thing about me as a streamer that people are either going to enjoy or they're going to really hate. And that is that because I'm autistic, I do replay games. And there will be times where I'll replay a game that's already been streamed and I'll just replay it by myself and not stream it. And then there will be times where I'm like, hey, I'm going to go through it at a different direction. I'm going to try something new with this playthrough. So I'm going to stream it to show off like how that goes for me. In which case, there is a highly likely chance, depending on how long I end up streaming for and how long this stretches on for my lifetime, I guess for as long as I can, or as long as YouTube's up, or as long as there's interest, I don't know. But either way, there's a good chance that we will eventually stream Horizons again, probably in a year or two again. Or actually, if there is a new game announced, we would do a replay. But that's just because of a personal thing. I believe that when a new game is announced in a series, like Death Stranding 2's been announced, we're going to replay Death Stranding about a month before it releases. That way we're caught up on the story, so that way when we stream the new Death Stranding, there won't be any blindsiding of, wait, where did that come from? Or, I don't remember that. We'll be fully caught up. Same thing will go for Horizons if they end up doing a third game. We'll replay it. before it releases. Also, I feel like I talked about this in my other playthrough of it, but I really love what they did with the credits in this. Like, I always love pretty scenery credits in general, but they did a great job with flying you over the map and showing off the beauty of what they're creating. Good job, developers. I noticed what you did there. While these roll through, I am going to go and grab another water. If you also need to, go ahead, get up, grab a snack, grab a drink. Stay hydrated or dehydrated. Have you stretched lately? Even if you don't want to get up, stretch your arms up and then to the side and out in front of you. There you go. Very good. I'll be right back. I have returned. It's always nice to lean out and check on the food bowls that we have outside for the strays and see that there's been a little bit more eaten out of it. It's like, I don't know who came by, I didn't see you, but there's somebody out there that's a little less hungry. Could have been a possum. The possums have gotten up and out and about from their hibernations, unfortunately too early, but it is a bit warmer than it should be. Oh, and if anybody is curious as to how the stray kittens and their mama are doing, they're doing well. The kittens are getting very big, they're getting very feisty, and they are starting to not hang around mom as much, which is a good sign. It means that they're growing up well. Mom has slowly but surely been getting better with me. She now comes up to me when I'm putting food out. If I make any movement towards her, she bolts. But she at least comes up to me now, and the teaching her wet food equals, or kittens equal wet food thing has been going very well. She's been bringing the kittens around, and she has even let them see me. She's brought them around the corner to let them watch me put food out, which is the equivalent of a mama cat teaching them, hey, this is a human, and as you can see, this human is giving us food. Some humans do that. And that's a good thing, because it does teach them that there are good humans out there. However, there are bad humans out there as well that they will need to be cautious of, unfortunately. But my intent is that if I just keep feeding them, they will get comfortable enough with me. And I'm hoping one day when the kittens are out on one of their first solo adventures, because they are getting close to being old enough to have their first ever solo adventure. They will not be fully alone, of course. Mama actually follows in a close distance, and she just stays hidden away and watches them, but they are pretty much sent out to try to be little young cats on their own for a day. They will most likely come by here to attempt to scavenge, which will be part of their test of the day. In which case, I'm really hoping that when they start doing that, I can convince them to come around to me, with mom not there telling them to stay away. Maybe I can convince them, like, hey, I'm actually like a lot more fun and, you know, really nice than your mom is letting on. You should totally come close enough for me to snatch you. I just want to give them homes. Little babies don't deserve to be out there. But yeah, otherwise it's going very well. It's just a very slow process. I hope y'all are doing well, by the way. I guess technically I can talk about what game we're going to stream whenever I get my PC set up. I'll talk about it again whenever we go through the DLC credits and finish it and we're actually ready, but I've mentioned it before. Breath of the Wild. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I am so excited. So excited to stream this for y'all. Mostly because I have my own way of going through and running the game. Every Zelda player does. Especially in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom because of the way the game's laid out. Every player has their own strategy, their own idea of how best to play, and their own way of going about it. I have mine, I love it, and I'm super excited to show it off. The only thing I'm slightly worried about with the Breath of the Wild streams is if you don't know about Nintendo games, they don't do spoken dialogue, really. They love to be as cheap as possible, and one of the easiest way to cut down on money and spending on making a game is to not have voice actors. Now, to be fair, they do have some spoken cutscenes, but they are very minimal, and usually about halfway through them, the dialogue cuts out. They stop speaking. So that means I am going to be doing a lot of talking, because I'm going to have to read off everything to you. And I'm sure you're going to say, like, well, you don't have to. I want to. You know, I want to always show off the game in a good way. And one of the ways is by showing off the story as much as possible. It's why I don't talk during cutscenes. It's why I get as much dialogue as possible, because I want to get as much story. A lot of people love story. So I'm going to be doing a lot of talking. The few issues with this. Issue number 1, I fucking hate my voice. I do. I have hated it since I was a child. Always. And not in like the, oh, I hate the way I sound in recordings of myself way. I mean, I can hear myself talk and I fucking hate my own voice. And it doesn't help that other people do as well. I notice when there are people viewing my streams and watching me live, and then I start speaking and you bounce. I notice when you do that. I know why you do that. I notice when you are skipping around on my videos and skipping over when I talk. I know why you're doing it. So I do worry a little bit about how Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is going to go in other Nintendo games, because I will have to speak a lot. And I know that my voice is not the most liked voice. So, yeah, a little bit self-conscious about that, a little bit worried about that. But just, I'm just going to push through it. And I'm just going to deal with it. And just let it fall where it is. If people really don't like my voice, then they just won't watch that. They just won't watch it. And like I said, I love replaying. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are two big ones that I have replayed so many times. So it can be added into a no mic playlist, and I do speed runs of it, and people can watch the no mic versions of it. Oh, speaking of no mic, I am so glad that we are done with AC Valhalla. If anybody is disappointed, I mentioned this in the comments of the timestamps of that the finale, but if anybody's disappointed in anything that I've missed, whether it was side quests or, you know, the extra things that I end up leaving behind on the maps, if you want me to, I am more than fine with at any point when it's doable re-downloading it. I have the save file saved. I can hop on there, and I specifically titled and set up the streams in a way that we can get on, we can do some DLC stuff, or we can do some side questing, and I can just pop it right in front of the finale and it will still work. So if that's something that like you want to see eventually, I can totally do it. The save file will be out there. And let's be honest, I replay things, even though Valhalla does wear on my nerves eventually after a while, just because it's such a long game. It is so long. There's so much to do. I never fully turn away from it. I will eventually re-download it at some point just to play for fun, and when that happens, I'll probably just go ahead and just clean up and do some DLC stuff, and we'll add it in. You find my voice soothing? Oh.
Little child inside is jealous of your strength. The way you hold your
Don't mind me, I've been very emotional lately. Thank you, Samara. That is very, very kind of you to say. That means a lot. Thank you.
Should I have been reshaped in your image? Is that what you want?
I know I said it earlier in the stream whenever it first started, but I really am grateful for every single one of y'all that are watching my streams, especially after I've been so all over the place since Heidi's death. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't want to do anything. I just don't. I don't find joy in anything right now. And it has been so hard to get up every day and just keep living like it's nothing. Because it's not. It hurts so much, and I miss her so much. And so much of my life was revolved around her, and now she's just gone. And that's just gone. And I am struggling so bad. And one of the things that I was really struggling with was streaming still. Because I do it for fun. I do it because I want other people to have fun and to be happy and to feel joy when they watch my streams and be inspired to play games and have fun. And I do not feel joy or happiness in anything right now. So picking up my streams again was really hard. It was so difficult. And it's still a little bit difficult. But y'all are right there watching. You're still watching. And it's y'all that are keeping me streaming every day and just keeping me in some semblance of a routine, because I know that whether it's a no mic stream or it's a mic stream, whether it's 2 hours long or 6 hours long, y'all will be there, you will watch it, and I know that what I'm doing is worth it in some way for some people out there, and I greatly appreciate y'all very much. It's been helpful having y'all and having something to stick to, of being like, okay, it's this time, let's go ahead and start a stream. That will give me like 4 hours of having something to concentrate on, something to do, so that I'm not drowning in grief and sorrow. Thank you guys. I really mean that. I appreciate you. Can I skip these? Because we've technically already went through these credits. Is it this button? No. I appreciate you, Samara. You are very sweet and kind. And I'm glad that you could join us and sit here with me and watch me get my ass kicked by Tilda. I still can't believe I had never caught that line before of we're built to withstand more than that after you've just resurrected from death. What a bitch line. But man, what a fight. I figured it out there in the end. Struggled a bit, but I got it figured out. Oh, there's the button. Heck yeah. If it was, for me, it was the circle and had to be held down for more than 3 seconds. Duly noted. Congratulations on completing the main game. Aloy's story will now continue in the Burning Shores DLC, set in an entirely new area of the map with new quests, characters, machines, weapons, skills, tools, outfits, collectibles, and more. Aloy will be contacted shortly with the next steps to begin the journey. You can also replay the game from the beginning in New Game Plus at any time using the New Game Plus start point in the base. Thank you so very much for playing and enjoy the Burning Shores, the Horizon team. And thank you so very much for watching. Me. Why are we getting notifications of all these things? Falls Edge, Thorn Marsh. It's like we're rediscovering them again.
Aloy, a certain complication has come to my attention that we must discuss. I'll be waiting at Tilda's. It's proven to be a useful headquarters for my inquiries into the Zenith base. And don't worry, I haven't disturbed her precious art.
Fine. I'll be there when I can.
And there's our start to the Burning Shores quest. We'll head out there at the beginning of the next stream. One of the things that does feel sad about finishing up the game and still having the ability to continue playing afterwards is that the base is so empty. It is so empty. And it makes me a little bit sad. But I'm hoping, if they make a third game, that that is something that we will have in the third game, is having a base with all of our friends in it and allies. Maybe we can gather more. Maybe we just have, like, some people that are there that are, like, learning or helping out in some ways. I think that'd be super, super cool. It would also be very good for Aloy's development, because, as you know, in Zero Dawn, she didn't want any help at all, and she barely accepted the allies that she had. And then in Forbidden West, she has friends, and then makes some more allies. So I feel like in Horizon Blank Blank, it would be perfect for her to have more friends and more allies and be more okay with being around strangers. Have some good development there. Maybe people would complain about that about her less. Let's talk to our companions. I think all we have right now is Beta and Gaia.
What are you up to?
I'm getting a head start on looking for ways to temporarily stabilize the biosphere. We may not have a Festus, but I'm sure we can come up with something. I paid Vral's grave a visit earlier. Back at Gemini, he tried so hard to protect me. He was my first friend. I still can't believe he's gone. Me too.
I will say, you can go and you can find your other companions and talk to them, but I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of disheartening to do so, for me at least, just because, just like with Beta right there, you don't have any actual dialogue. They just speak at you, and they don't have much to say. It's really just, things are going well. And then, hey Aloy, how's it going? Hey Aloy, how's it going?
Everything okay, Gaia?
Yes, it is good to be home. Although my heuristic matrix will take some time to reinitialize. I must ensure that all Zenith code has been purged from my systems.
Good idea. Take as long as you need.
Hey devs, on the off chance that y'all are still watching Forbidden West streams and content to see people's opinions and stuff like that on it and watch for bugs, if y'all do make a third game, please put in a joke about however long it took y'all to develop the game and release it from the release of Forbidden West, of like how long it took Gaia to reinitialize her heuristic matrix. Like, let's say the third game comes out in 5 years, and like you go to talk to Gaia. Hello, Aloy. It has taken me 5 years, but I have finally reinitialized my heuristic matrix. I feel like that would be a great joke to input. Alrighty-roo. It is time that we flew. Not really. It is time for us to bring this particular stream to a close, actually. Oh, I was going to go talk to Varl, but that's in the opposite direction. 1 second. Went out to the wrong way. I like ending out on the garden because it's a nicer view. Oop. Now, let's go see if we have anything to say to Varl after Singularity. Yeah, we do. And then after we talk to Varl, we'll bring this stream to a close.
We did it, Varl. We stopped the Zeniths. We saved life on Earth. Well, for now, at least. There's another threat coming. I don't know how we're gonna beat it. But we'll face it together. All of us. Rest easy, my friend. I'll visit again when I can.
Love you, Varl. Man, that is a game loss that like really does hurt. He was a good friend to us. But for now, if you spent time here today with me and Aloy and all of her friends here in Horizon Forbidden West New Game Plus Ultra Hard Mode, thank you so very much for taking the time out of your day to spend it here with us. I greatly appreciate you doing so. In the next stream, which should be tomorrow, however, the time might change just a little bit because I need to switch over to a day schedule and go watch From with my mom. Goody. So because of that, not entirely sure when it will happen, but we'll stream again. When we stream again, we will start on the Burning Shores DLC, and we will spend some time in there. And like I said, we're going to work on getting the PC set up this weekend, hopefully. So we'll stretch that DLC out as long as we need to, but hopefully we won't have to stretch it out too much. Maybe all will go super well, and we'll actually be over here like, fuck, we need to get this DLC done. We need to go. We have everything set up, and we want to play something else. So here's hoping that it works out like that. But for now, thank you so very much for spending your time here with me. I greatly appreciate you doing so. And a friendly reminder, although I say that every single time, I really do appreciate you guys just so much. Thank you. I hope that all of you have a very wonderful day. If you have to go to work or go home from work, please be very, very careful. and I will see you all in the next stream, which should be tomorrow. Hopefully. I'll get it worked out, I promise. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye!